everybody, welcome back to my channel. Excuse me for this setup. I just decided to do an impromptu reading and I didn't worry about how I was setting up for it, so I'm comfy cozy in my PJs in my bedroom on a TV tray. So I guess the more important thing is what Spirit wants to bring through and why all of a sudden I felt this inspiration to do a reading. So let's give it a whirl and see what Spirit has to say. One more card. Oops. I guess we'll take both of those. Alright. Let me just see here. Okay. So the first card is called Going the Distance, or Go the Distance. And this is in the past placement. So what this is standing for is, for all those out there who are listening to this reading, is talking about doubting yourself, where you don't feel or think that you have what it takes to keep going the distance. I'm getting the feeling it has a lot to do with what's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of fears that are being triggered. There's so much madness, and not a lot of people know where to turn, and they're starting to feel weak, scared, frightened, and not really sure if they have what it takes to continue on with bringing about a better future for us, ourselves, and for our children. So this card is just representing that the rest that we're going to be talking about has to do with these fears that are coming up, interfering with your ability to have more faith and trust in yourself, but also in the divine spirit is assisting and supporting us. It's just that when we go into fear, we kind of cut off the ability to actually communicate with spirit better, because when you constrict out of fear, it closes off the flow of your energy circuitry, so it makes it harder for you to hear divine guidance. So it's just a reminder to relax. Even when you're feeling afraid, it's okay to feel your fear emotions and feelings. It's just try to relax the body so that higher consciousness energy and information can still reach you and still get through. So you do have what it takes to go the distance. So it's to not doubt yourself, even though things look a little scary right now, and hectic, and a whole lot of uncertainty. Tap into your intuition. Use your higher intuition, not your survival intuition, because survival intuition automatically defaults to looking for the scary energies and the scary possibilities, instead of tapping into that higher consciousness that shows us the truth in things, shows us the bigger picture. So you want to relax yourself, meditate, eat clean foods, drink lots of water, get proper rest, and be very careful what you're feeding your mind as well. So if you're binge watching a lot of things that are, I don't know, for lack of better words, just fearful, even though there's parts of you that can handle that kind of information, there may be parts of you that can't, and it puts it into fear. So then you carry around the frequency of fear energy, and that's what you are lining yourself up with. So learn to relax yourself. Allow your fear energy to pass through you without judging it. You're not trying to constrict in fear, so if you feel any tightness or tenseness in the body, learn to relax, breathe through these things, and source out higher consciousness information. Look for spiritual information that is going to steer you in the right direction without all that fear stuff going on. So it's good to know about what's going on in the world, and there's a lot going on right now. And even myself, I go into fear here and there as well. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, we have to snap out of this. I start watching too much, and you get pulled into it, you get pulled down. So I use my tools to bring myself back to balance. I do my grounding, I do my shielding, and I just seek out the information that I learned years ago and just get myself back on track. So we want to stay on track, use your higher intuition, stay out of fears of survival ways of doing things, and just seek out higher truths to help you on your path. The second card is the serendipity. It just means that when you use these tools, it's going to help you align with serendipity, which just represents things working out for the better. So in this craziness that we're going through right now, it's kind of hard to see see a way that anything is even possible to change. But what we're seeing right now is the unraveling of the old conscious programs, A lot of us carry around the DNA from past traumas, and this gets passed down generation to generation. So as everybody knows, that when you have a stubborn child, or even just a stubborn anybody who's so used to doing something the exact same way all the time, when you try to break them out of those habits, there's always a fight. So it goes the same with the world. Right now we're seeing the crumbling of the old so that we can bring forth the new, but we're not totally through it yet. So we're going to use our tools that we just spoke about, that you have the ability to go the distance. You just really need to work on those skills and tools and abilities, and it will bring us to a better place. That luck will show up, and it's not really luck, it's the divine. So when you're open to receiving the support, things just fall into place and you get your next step. So that's just the representation of serendipity. Things working out, the next step being put in front of you. Each time you keep moving forward, Divine Spirit will bring you what you need. What we're doing is we're ending the same old round and round we go, the same shit show over and over again. So in order for this to end, we need to do something different. We can't always sit in fear and stick our heads in the sand and just go to our old coping mechanisms. We have to seek out new truths. And sometimes seeing the truth of how bad things really are is scary, and I get that. So all you do is take that information to use it to propel you forward. You don't want to use that information to pull you down further. Strengthen your mind. Stay in your own healthy boundaries, and say no to dishonorable treatment, because all of this is going to help change the way the world goes. But if we don't make these changes, then nothing's going to happen. And we're on a path that is not very good. So if we don't start making better choices, we're going to have to deal with some things. At the end of the day, I don't even think this was the card I was meant to pick. That was when the two cards fell out. I'm not feeling a whole lot from this card, other than integrating our masculine, feminine energies, our masculine and feminine qualities, which is part of the Trinity of Divine Spirit. It's your divine feminine, your sacred masculine with spirit. This is the Trinity, the unity that we're coming back to. But in order to get to this, we need to purge out all the old crap. We need to raise our consciousness by knowing the truth, using that information to make changes. We do have what it takes to go the distance. I know things look bad, but we need to keep going on this, because change is happening more and more than it was, and it's happening at such a quick rate. And I think that's part of what's putting people into fears, because things are almost happening at a pace that is you don't really get a chance to catch your breath before new crap's showing up. We just finished dealing one thing, and then we're dealing with another, and then another, and then another, which is that round and round and round. But each time we do this, we're at a higher level. So keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and if you're scared, just seek out people that have the answers. I mean, you can always meditate, you can take spiritual courses, start working with energy classes, different modalities that will help you to access higher consciousness, to bring that consciousness into your consciousness so that you can use the information to help steer you in the right direction. And every time you work on yourself, you're affecting the whole collective. I mean, we have to get away from sharing too much fear information. I mean, some of it's important to share, but we can't just always be sharing that, because then we're just helping to pull people down instead of up, if they're not in a strong enough place to be able to watch this stuff and read about this stuff without it pulling you into fear mode. All right, everybody, I hope that was some help to you. I know it sounded a little bit not very flowy. I even felt like I had a bit of a hard time with that. But for some reason, this message needed to come through. So I listened to Divine Spirit, and that's that. So everybody, have a good day. Stay in good health. Stay in good mind. Learn some new coping mechanisms, which are more of a upliftment of your consciousness. Get on a healthier track, mind, body, and spirit, so that we can make good changes in this world and override the darkness from all of our pasts, because we're all part of this, so that we can have definitely a brighter future. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.